Let me ask you one question. Would you give your life for a lie that someone made up?
No sane person would ever do that. But 2,000 years ago, a group of men gave their lives for one single event.
The resurrection of Jesus. If the resurrection was a lie, could they have really died for it?
Today, through the final moments of the disciples recorded in history, we will examine why the resurrection of Jesus is an undeniable historical fact.
The disciples were not heroes. On the night Jesus was arrested, they all abandoned their master and fled.
Peter, the chief disciple, cursed and denied Jesus out of fear. The rest locked themselves behind closed doors and hid.
But just days later, they appeared in the heart of Jerusalem, risking their lives, proclaiming, "We have seen the risen Jesus with our own eyes."
They did not merely believe. They died testifying to what they had personally witnessed.
James, in AD 44, as recorded in the book of Acts, he was the first apostle executed by the sword of King Herod.
Peter, according to the early church fathers Clement and Origen, when facing crucifixion in Rome, he insisted on being crucified upside down, saying he was unworthy to die the same way as his master.
Paul, once a persecutor of Christians, he was converted and later beheaded in Rome, keeping his faith to the very end.
Andrew was crucified. Philip was executed while preaching the gospel in Hierapolis of Asia Minor.
Thomas traveled to India to spread the gospel and was killed by a spear. Bartholomew also suffered martyrdom in a foreign land.
Matthew, Thaddeus, Simon, James, and Matthias. According to the consistent tradition of the early church, each of them faced brutal torture and death in different foreign lands.
John, he was the only one who escaped martyrdom, but endured torture and exile, living as a witness of the resurrection until the very end.
James, the brother of Jesus, he did not believe in Jesus, but after encountering his risen brother, he became the leader of the Jerusalem church and was stoned to death.
Remarkably, this fact was recorded not by a Christian, but by the Jewish historian Josephus.
Could anyone abandon their family, give up their life, and endure 40 years of torture for a lie someone made up?
Here, there are such people, not just one, but 12 of them.
The martyrdom of the disciples is a choice that is impossible to explain unless they truly witnessed the resurrection of Jesus.
If the resurrection had been fabricated, someone would have confessed it was a lie when facing torture, but not a single one of the 12 ever changed their story.
In the face of this overwhelming evidence, what will you choose to believe?